Hey, I lost my place on this website. Okay, so I have people ask me all the time about my diet and about the keto coffee that I use and a lot of people are using and how it works, healthy fats, all the things fat. And I feel like our whole lives we're told that fats are bad, oils are bad, they're fat, so we don't eat fat, right? And I have realized a lot of different things that have happened within my body since I did start adding healthy fats into my diet. A few things is my brain functions more, I don't know the right word, it functions differently, I guess. Before I ate healthy fats, I felt like my brain was always sluggish. Also, I have a different type of energy than I did before. When I was sick for a really long time, I felt like I could fake having energy very easily because I would have to. When I went to school, I would have to fake the energy and stay awake. So at some point when I started, I can't even pinpoint it. At some point I just was really good at faking energy and just ignored energy in general. So my mind, my energy, I stay fuller in a different way. And when you eat a lot, when you go out to eat Mexican food or you go out to your favorite dinner and you eat a ton, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so full, I feel like I could fall over and fall asleep forever. So there's different fullness levels that I feel like people aren't really aware of. So this morning I ate for breakfast, I had bacon, pure, no additives, uncured, no added sugar, bacon, avocado, and eggs. And after I ate that, I'm not kidding you, I was full. I ate it at 9:40 and I got off work at 3. And as soon as I got home, I started to get hungry. So I was full for 5 hours. And I feel like that's really crazy because before I started eating healthy fats, I'd eat something like that and then I'd be hungry maybe 2 hours later and I'd be starving hungry. So something happens when you start eating these healthy fats and it's actually really cool and scientific and it makes me sad that a lot of people don't know about this, and so that's why I wanted to share exactly what I know about healthy fats. So healthy fats, or specifically MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides, they are so freaking good for body function and prevent so many types of diseases and all these different things. So medium chain is easier for our body to process. It's actually easy for it to break it down and easier for it to go straight from our stomach to our liver. It crosses over the blood-brain barrier, which helps your brain function more, because that is why when you're older, people start telling you to use omega-3s and fish oils, because our brain runs on a slower note. But if you start eating and incorporating MCT oils into your diet now, you won't have a sluggish mind when you're older. So for so long, I felt like I don't have to do these types of things because I'm young and my body's fine. But no matter how young we are, how healthy we may seem, your body needs things that you don't realize that it needs. So I was reading this article and I thought it was really cool what it was saying. So it says, MCT oils are easily absorbed into the bloodstream with minimal effort from the body. And it's talking about this because when we eat sugar or carbs, it takes so much energy of our body to break it down and process it. And then that's what it uses for energy within your body. So calories, energy, sugars, carbs, that's energy. Food is fuel. And when we eat, let's say I went to out to eat Mexican food, I had enchiladas or something, lots of carbs, heavy meal. That is what my body is technically using for fuel. But then why after you eat a meal like that do you feel so sluggish? After you eat a big meal, you want to go take a nap. And it's because actually it's so hard for our body to break these foods down that it's taking more from us than it actually is benefiting us within energy. It says They can permeate through the cell membranes for utilization without requiring bile to break down the chains. Bile is what's within our intestines to break down whatever we're eating. Due to their shorter chain length, MCTs travel straight from the gut to the liver, where they are converted into an immediate source of energy or into ketones. If they are converted into ketones, they can pass the blood-brain barrier to supply energy to the brain. So ketones, let me touch on that for a second. So regular diet where you just like don't really care about what you eat, you probably consume a lot of carbs. Well, when you limit your carbs and sugar intake, your body starts to produce something called ketones, and it's a naturally produced, I don't know what exactly what it is. It's naturally produced within your liver, and your body starts to burn ketones for energy when you're depriving it of sugars and carbs. So the keto diet, it's a trendy thing to do if you're trying to lose a ton of weight. And what happens is our bodies just hold on so tightly to fats and sugars and terrible stuff, because if you don't really watch what you eat, you're probably eating a lot of preservatives, you're probably eating a lot of sugars and carbs and additives and just things you don't even think about, like a bag of chips. You're like, all right, I'm eating potatoes, right? Well, there's probably a ton of additives and things that makes your body hold on to inflammation. So what happens when you do the keto diet is you just let go of so much water weight, so much inflammation, that you start to lose weight really, really quickly. So, was I talking about ketones? I think I was talking about ketones. So when you start having a lower carb diet, so for me, I'm not doing a keto diet. I'm not really doing any diet. I'm calling what I'm doing the Bible diet, and that is where I'm just eating like the foods that God created. Meats, vegetables, some fruits, but not a lot of fruits, because fruits are higher in sugar. And they're really only the fruits that don't translate to pure sugar within your colon and intestines are berries. They don't translate the same way that other fruits do. So I do have like blueberries and raspberries. I've been eating like a couple apples a week, and I really do like the little clementines. I love those. I eat those a lot. And that's like my sugar. So I was at the hormone place the other day, and they like had me do a urine sample, and they're like, there's a lot of traces of protein and ketones. And she's like, why, like, what is your diet like? I'm like, well, I just told her what I told you guys. She's like, well, that's why. So I'm not doing the keto diet, but because I'm not consuming a ton of carbs, like the only carbs I really get is like, I'll get carbs from vegetables. I'll sometimes eat rice. I don't usually eat a carb with a meal. It's mostly vegetables and meat. So, but ketones were present within my body because I'm not consuming a lot of sugars and carbs. So when you have ketones, when you're consuming healthy fats, your body is burning that for immediate energy. So even when I'm cooking like my eggs, I'm using MCT oil to cook them in. When I'm cooking chicken, when I'm cooking anything in a pan, vegetables, I'm using MCT oil. So it's not something you really have to like be aware, like, oh, I gotta add in MCT oil. It's like, just use it as a cooking oil. Or like I made like this trail mix, and it has peanuts, walnuts, cranberries. It has like a ton of stuff in it. And then I poured in MCT oil. I melted down coconut oil, which is an MCT oil. I poured it in, and then I put like a teaspoon or so of cacao powder, which is an amazing antioxidant. Shook it up, and then when you like melt down coconut oil, it comes back to solid. Well, it became solid again once it got to room temperature, and then the cacao stuck to my entire trail mix. So like just stuff like that. So it's amazing to incorporate healthy fats into your life. So I was like Googling like all different types of healthy fats. Avocado, coconut oil, MCT oil, chia seeds, nuts, fish, oily fish, so like sardines, and I don't eat that. I don't eat fish. Dark chocolate, not dark chocolate with a bunch of milk and sugar in it, and cheese. So cheese, I really limit my dairy intake. It's very rare that I'm eating dairy. I use almond milk or coconut milk and dairy-free yogurt. But I mean, like the only time I have cheese is like very rare. Just because it makes you bloated. You hold on to inflammation. So another thing I was looking at is like exactly what MCT oil can do for you, like in the scheme of things, like within life. So the first one that came up was, I already knew these, but I like wanted to have exact facts to share with you guys. Promotes weight loss in several ways. So if we're like, how is eating more fat going to make me lose weight? Well, first of all, this is exactly what it says. MCT oil has shown to increase the release of 2 hormones that promote the feeling of fullness in the body, peptide YY and leptin. And that's why when you're eating and consuming more healthy fats, you feel full in a different way. Like I said before, after my breakfast, I was full for 5 hours, which I feel like is really rare for a breakfast. I'm not eating huge amounts. I'm just incorporating MCT oil into what I'm cooking and what I'm eating. So it keeps you fuller longer, which means that you're not snacking, you're not wanting to go eat more. So taking MCT oil has shown to significantly reduce body weight and waist circumference. And that is because, like I said before, when you're eating and consuming more healthy fats, your body is using that for immediate energy and burning fat, so your body isn't holding on to what you're consuming. So when you eat sugars and carbs, your body stores it. Your body stores that. It doesn't burn it instantly because it takes your body much longer to break it down. The next one is instant source of energy. I basically touched on this. Your brain can use for fuel. I talked a lot about that already. It can help manage epilepsy, Alzheimer's disease, and autism. And I actually didn't know this. It said, while the ketogenic diet has gained popularity amongst people wishing to lose weight, it was first introduced as a way of managing epilepsy. Scientists found that fasting increases ketone production, and this may reduce the frequency of epileptic seizures. So when people do the keto diet, they usually do intermittent fasting. So that's where you like choose a certain amount of time where you only eat within those hours, and the other hours you're not eating at all. And I feel like the longer you fast, you do intermittent fasting. So like, let's say you fasted for like 16 hours. Some people do 20 hours, like really crazy amounts. But the longer you fast, the more that your body is able to burn fats. What else? So Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease impairs your brain's ability to use sugar. An MCT ketogenic diet offers an alternative energy source, ketones. So because your body can't process sugar the same way when you have Alzheimer's disease, when you're eating a ketogenic diet, you have energy still because you're eating all these healthy fats, which your body instantly breaks down for fuel. May reduce risk factors for heart disease such as weight and cholesterol. May help control blood sugar levels and support diabetic management. Bottom line, this is what it says. For taking MCT oil could have many benefits and very few risks. For starters, it contains fatty acids that can promote weight loss by reducing body fat, increasing fullness, and potentially improving your gut environment. Huge. People don't realize how important gut health is. MCTs are also a great source of energy that may fight bacterial growth, help protect your heart, and aid in managing diabetes, Alzheimer's, and epilepsy and autism. Yeah, that's great. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So, with all that being said about MCT oil, if you don't really feel like you want to incorporate MCT oil in your cooking, at least incorporate this little tiny packet. It's so yummy. I can't even explain to you. Like, I hated coffee before. I literally hated it. The only way I like coffee is if you were doing like a double chocolate chip frappuccino from Starbucks, but like that's like instant energy spike and crash. So within this, a few things that are amazing. First, MCT oil and grass-fed butter, 2 healthy fats. And then for caffeine, it uses the green coffee bean. So I was the person that like anytime I'd have like a Red Bull or any type of coffee, I was like shaking, shaking like crazy. And it was like, you know, when you're like so jittery, it's like uncomfortable. That was me. Like I was at work this is when I used to have a lot of caffeine when I worked in the pharmacy. I was at work and I'd be like shaking trying to count pills. And this coffee has green coffee bean. And green coffee bean is coffee bean before it is roasted, which means a couple things. 1, it's like natural energy, natural caffeine. 2, It has much more antioxidants because it's not roasted, so it's just pure. Antioxidants are so good for your body because it's allowing your body to fight off free radicals within everything that you encounter in life. Also has Himalayan pink salt, which pink salt hydrates you instead of dehydrates you. Again, thousands of trace minerals that are so good for you. And then collagen. Collagen is great. I drink collagen every day. Apart from this, because I want my skin to be tight and plump. And collagen is just so good for you in so many different ways. That's a whole different story. And I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything. If you are doing the keto diet, one packet only has 2 carbs. It has 2 grams of sugar, but it's naturally occurring sugar. It's not added sugar. And yeah, does have dairy because of the grass-fed butter. Just letting you guys know, some people don't eat dairy. I don't eat dairy, but this does not bother me. It's a very, very, very tiny amount. Like, it's not even listed as like a milligram. It's just in like the other ingredients, so it's not like a huge amount. Let me show you. This is how much is in here, like half a packet actual powder. And I know some people like always have like a bad rep with like instant coffee. This does not taste like instant coffee. This tastes better than any real coffee ever. Like, I'm not kidding you. All I do is put a little bit of cold water in a mug, pour this in. I use 2 scoops of chocolate grains, which are over 12 excuse me, 12 servings of fruits and veggies, and it makes it taste like hot chocolate, so it doesn't get better than that. It's pure, dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, soy-free, so good for you. And then I use a little frother, and I like blend it up really good. And then I pour hot water on top, blend it up one more time. Sometimes I'll add like a packet or 2 of stevia. So delicious, guys. Like, just talking about it right now, I kind of want it, but it's already 7:40 and I feel like I'll be like so energized super late and I have to go to work early tomorrow. So I don't want to do that, but just want to, my hair is attached. Just wanted to tell you guys about this because MCT oil is so good for you. So good for you, obviously, or I wouldn't be ranting about it for this long. So if you are interested in getting this keto coffee, please let me know. I'm not sharing this with you because I want you to buy from me. I'm sharing this with you because it is so amazing for your health. And I'm a health nut. I'm a health freak, and I share with you guys what I know and believe and use is amazing for you. So I hope this helps anyone that was interested about consuming healthy fats. Let me know if you're interested in this.